Just waiting to see if anybody joins. It's just me at the moment. One person. Yes. If you've joined, you are that person. Alright, so I thought I would do a quick video to just tell people how amazing this MG5 is. It really is just possibly one of the best vehicles I've bought in my whole life of all the vehicles I've owned. It's on 20,125 miles at the moment. It's averaged 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour over the last 900 miles. Sorry, people are tweeting me. But I wondered if any of you guys had any questions. So I thought I'd just do this and we can do a little bit of a Q&A, or if not, you don't have to. I can just sit here and waffle about it. I'm quite good at that. But let me run through a few things. So I've checked the tyre wear. This is a really good example of where we've just got an MG5. Chris Jones, well done Chris, you'll love it. Long range, standard range, it doesn't matter, they're both brilliant. So 20,125 miles, the front tyres are on 4 mil of tread. And the rears, which I'm a bit confused about, because I know the front tyres wear out quicker because they're the steering axle and the drive axle, but we've got so much weight in this one. This one's really heavy, actually, much heavier than mine. But the rear tyres are on 6, so I think if we rotate those, we'll be able to get them. We'll be able got the ZS long range on order. Any thoughts? Tim. Sorry, just let me answer this question, Tim. ZS long range, brilliant. Drove it 3 weeks ago, really impressed by it. It's got an app now, LED headlights, Chris Jones long range. I don't sell the other one now. I thought you might have bought it second hand, so really good. Yeah, great. Have you got the sky roof? Because the one that I had didn't have the sky roof. Had a long range 3. Have had long range 3 months. For 3 months. 3. That's confusing to read, but very good. But yeah, so 4 mil on the front, 6 mil on the back. We're going to rotate those at some point, probably get it down to about 3 and then rotate them. And that means the tyres will be good for about 35,000 miles. Smithy, the guy who drives this, I don't drive this one, this isn't mine. He's really good, and he's really honed now on driving electric vehicles. Averaging 200 miles a day based on the amount of working days it's done since we've had it. So it's 4.5 months old. I worked that out to about 100 working days, so 20,200 miles a day. The brake pads, pretty much untouched. I was going to strip one out, but if I just show you the weather here, that's what it's like. It's really awful. Let's put you back down. So I decided against it, and just put my torch through the spokes of the wheel and got my camera through there. Honestly, on the video I've said they look about 5% warm, but I just felt like I had to say a number. But I suspect that if I took one of those out and compared it to a brand new one, it would be untouched pretty much. The downsides to this are, what's the dependable maximum range, please? So this has only worked in winter, so I can't really give you a whole year's worth, but it's doing 200. We had a couple of bad days where it was down to about 185, 190 in Denmark. I bet it's colder in Denmark. But yeah, we had a couple of days where it was down to about 180 miles, 190 miles. But even then, that's still a long way. That's still, what, 3 hours of driving. It's never got to a point with me or Smithy driving it where we thought, okay, we're in trouble. I have been down to 2% in mine. Let me just swipe that away, sorry. 7.5 degrees. 5 degrees here. I've been down to 2% in mine, and I took it to the MFG at Preston, Wigan, and got 96 kilowatts charging speed on it. So yeah, that was brilliant. Another question. After owning a Renault Fluence for 4 years and a 30 kilowatt Techno and 30, I didn't get to read it all, sorry, but I'm guessing you're saying something along the lines of, after owning these cars, an MG5 long range is easy work, amazing. But hi James, weather same here. I'm considering an MG for my next, but cannot decide between MG5s LR. Your thoughts? It depends what you want. I am not a fan of SUVs. However, I'm going to buy a Dacia biofuel. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to be paying through the nose. Fuel prices are going to go like this, straight up. Anyway, the long range MG5 is brilliant for long range. It's very comfortable. The ZS long range is also very nice, but it's SUV, and I'm not a fan of SUVs. Although after driving the Tesla Model Y yesterday, I've all of a sudden become a fan of them, which I shouldn't, because they're more inefficient than a comfortable load lugger. Yeah, they're more inefficient than the smaller vehicles. You don't get any more room in an SUV in the real world, let's be honest. In this, we've got so much space. It's really, really very good. But in the SUVs, there's just no more room. So you've got to consider that. Less efficient, it's going to use more energy, and you don't get any more room. But much easier to get in, nice high up driving position. It depends what you want. It depends how you're going to recharge it. If you're going to recharge it from somewhere eco, or you're just going to be, sorry, just joined. What's the build quality like? Build quality is brilliant. Honestly, it's fantastic. So the cost of rapid charging is 50p a kilowatt hour from the 22nd of February. Bear in mind, we get the VAT back, so it's only going to cost us 40. So I know that doesn't help anybody else, but for a company, it still makes it about 10p a mile, doesn't it? Maybe a little bit more, maybe about 12p. So, but this gets charged at home every night, full charge. So charging out on the road, it's not really a biggie. But we do a lot of rapid charging. I'll go through actually my Instavolt account and look how much we spent with them in the last couple of months, and just see what that amount is. But 20,000 miles, and I don't even really see the fuel. I see it going through our account, but it's minuscule compared to maybe sticking 100 quid of diesel in, for example. Any more questions? Because I've been waffling for 7.5 minutes. 75 watchers, thank you, really appreciate that. And 13 likes, just sweep that away. What else can I tell you about it? There are a couple of bad things. The Apple CarPlay, or Android Auto, it's terrible unless you use a genuine lead. So use a genuine lead, and that works really well. The Speedo does this thing where if you're driving at 30, for example, it flicks between 30 and 29 very quickly. It's very annoying. I know that's been softwared out now, but thanks for that. If you bought one of these secondhand, you're going to have these same problems. The MG Pilot's brilliant, works really well, saves us a lot of a lot of stress on long journeys. The headlights, we've upgraded these to LED. Please don't give me any flack about it. I know they're illegal and all that business. I've heard it all before, but I've worked in the trade a long time, and I know that very likely this will go for an MOT and it will pass no problems at all. Doesn't dazzle anybody. It's through projector headlamps, and they're set properly, so they make a massive difference between incandescent. So you can get Osram night breakers, which are supposed to be quite good, but the LEDs or the gas discharge xenons will make a massive difference for you. What else? Negative. So for me driving this, I've got no issues with the driver's seat, but Smithy has this. I mean, look at that. What is that? This purple thing tucked down behind his bum, because he's old. Have you heard when the EV5 facelift will be available in the UK? I think it was October this year, October or November. I'll check that with Miles, who runs Chorley Group. I think he said to me it was October or November. But yeah, he has a problem with this seat. He says it's not very comfortable, hence he has that. Myself, I've got no problems. The other thing is the seat wear. So it's still really supportive. The seat squab and the bolsters are still really supportive. I know it's only a 4-month-old car, but it has done 20k. And we've got a hole in the seat cover down here, and there's no wear on that bolster at all. No discoloration, no thread showing, no anything. So quite pleased with that. What else? Something negative. I really think that is about it. I really had to scrape the barrel to find the negatives that go with it. Yes, when you use the heater, it brings up a display which covers everything else. It's a bit laggy to come up, and by the time you've worked out what you're trying to read, it drops back down again. It's just a bit crap, and they could have done something better. That's already been softwared out. They've done something different on the ZS EV and the new MG5 facelift. So again, these are problems which have been fixed, but if you're going to buy one of these, you will have that issue. But you can live with it. They're not things that make me want to not have it, because the pros far outweigh the cons. It's so good. I genuinely have love for this vehicle, which is a bit of a weird thing to say considering we bought it as a van to cart our stuff around. But it's so good, and it cost us, bearing in mind we bought this a while ago, we got it for 24,555 including VAT. So take the VAT off that, it was an absolute steal. I don't think we could have picked a better vehicle, especially for the price. So yeah, I think that's it. I've been on for 11 minutes now. I've waffled enough. Any more questions? Oh, there we go. Negatives, no wireless CarPlay. You can put wireless CarPlay in these. I've seen it done. Does it regen on autopilot? Yes, it does. I know the ZS EV doesn't, but this one does. Yeah, it does. Do you, Kate, still use the ZS EV yourself? No, we got rid of it to partly finance getting one of these. The ZS EV, I would definitely have the roof, just because it makes it more spacious, it makes it very light inside, and bear in mind you've got no rear not vanity lights, interior lights at the back, so it can get a bit glum in there, and that mitigates it. The sky roof mitigates it to a certain degree. A real oversight by MG, still not doing that. I have seen them retrofitted and they look very good, but I would definitely have the roof. You lose a bit of heat, but to be honest, I'd live with that just for the effect of looking through it. It's really nice. Where was I? I think that's about it. I've got all my negatives in there. Positives: drives brilliantly, really good range. I can get a tyre, here's one for you, thanks again, no worries, David Nicholson. I can get a tyre for this for 28 quid. That's something else you've got to think about when you go and buy a car with, like our Model 3. Tyres for that are just bloody stupid, but these really well priced. And yeah, it'll be a SsangYong Linglong, you know, tyre company tyre. It'll be Ditch Finder or whatever you want to call them, but you can buy them for 28 quid if you need them. Taxi drivers, for example, will probably be using those, but yeah, it's a cheap car to run. Here's one for you. Pollen filter, I haven't fitted this yet. 4 quid. That's in my video, no frunk. It's built to a budget, I know that. Somebody just asked a question and said no frunk, and such a waste of space under there, it really is. I'd love to see MG purposely build that, but I have put that in our video. I can get one of those for 4 quid. Pollen filter, 4 quid. Not carbon layered. The carbon layer ones are about 14. I have an MG5 long range and covered 2.5k and love it. One question I have is a 12-volt battery indicator, 12.5. Mine's showing 13.8, just gone to 13.9, now to 13.8. I didn't really read the question. I'm really sorry. I couldn't quite get to the bottom before it disappeared. I think you're asking about whether it was okay at 12.5. So regulated charging voltage is 14.4. That's the most you should see on a 12-volt system. That's my experience coming from ICE. Alternators top out of 14.4 volts regulated. You really shouldn't see any more than that on here. It's a 1 kV DC-DC converter, I think. So it's quite powerful. So if you whack something on there, you could drag some proper power out of it. But if you're seeing 12.5, it's a lovely afternoon for it. Yeah, it's horrible. If you're seeing 12.5, it's charging, it's doing something. Just have a little play with the controls inside, whack the heater up, just have a play with it. It might just be misreading. It might not be showing you the right voltage. Next thing, get underneath with the multimeter, just check the battery voltage yourself. Out of 10, what would you give the car? I'd give it a 9, genuinely. My cable and bag fits in front, no problem, on top of the lid, under the bonnet, but I agree, a front would, yeah, I agree. Cheers for the update, James. Tim, no worries. Love your videos, Tim. I watch them all. I love trains. I know it's sad. Loved them since I was a boy. So, right, folks, I'm going to stop there. 15 minutes, that's long enough. But, yeah, genuinely love it. Couldn't have bought a better vehicle. That's why we bought a second one. We've got two, just in case you didn't know. And I suspect we'll run them to about 150,000 before something drops off, I expect. And then hopefully I might run it to 100 and just see where the resales are at, because the closer we get to the ban, the more resales are going to hold out and hold out and hold out, because you're going to get the panic buyers, aren't you? And this is right in the right market for people, so right price wise, so we should be able to get a good chunk of what we paid back. And that's something people don't consider when they buy an EV. Oh, it's too expensive. I know, but you don't actually buy it, do you? You get loads of that back when you sell it on. So anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. 16 minutes. Thank you very much to the 114 of you which are watching me waffle about an electric car at Market Bosworth Battlefield in the rain. I can't think of anything better to do on a Sunday afternoon. So thank you, James. That's okay. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, guys. Right, I'm out of here. So thanks for watching. Take care. All the best. Bye.